Yes. Yes, it has been a difficult 3 months, especially the funeral.
You've borne up magnificently. Country's proud of you. We in the house are proud of you.
You should be.
I could show you all the messages I've had, not only from my district, from all over the country.
The country should be proud of me. Have I shown any bitterness, any anger, any resentment, anything? That it was one of their own who murdered Jim Stornway, my husband, the President of the United States?
Well, Mrs. Stornway...
Diana will do now.
But Diana, he was not one of their own. The man was a loner. He shot himself a second later.
Of course he did. He was a suicidal hero, wasn't he? Kill, then kill himself.
Man was a psycho, Diana, maniac.
The police, the Secret Service, they found all the literature, all the lies and hate mail in his apartment. He fed on the lies. He choked on them. But Larson, I may call you Larson, mayn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Have a drink. There's everything over there. I imagine you're a bourbon drinker.
Well, Diana, I drink just about anything, as you probably heard.
You're referring to?
Sure. The incident. I don't try to deny it once it got into the Washington Post. I'm not proud of it, naturally, but you know, as I'm sure you do know, social obligation in this town mighty demanding. Drink here, drink there. But you're right. I do prefer bourbon.
For me, one, too.
That I will. Anyway, that was a while ago. This town, you know, scandals die pretty fast. They pop up, then die the next day. And people are forgetful. Maybe not forgiveful, but definitely forgetful.
If it suits them to forget.
Right. Fortunately. This is a cozy room. Not so little either. No windows.
It's called the library, appropriately, since there aren't any books in it. I left the White House that same day in the afternoon after it happened. This house was offered by a friend.
Friend?
Yes, a friend, Larson. He said it has good high-tech security.
Want a little soda?
Lots of soda, please. Is there anybody in Washington who hasn't been bitten by a scandal?
Only you. Nobody's ever said anything about you, Diana. We dug and dug, never found a single skeleton in your closet.
Poorer than Caesar's wife, that's me. Calpurnia was her name. I've been wondering how Calpurnia dealt with her husband's assassination.
Well, is it recorded somewhere how she reacted?
I think the Romans expected she'd kill herself. And after all, what else was there for her? Her life was finished too. You did dig in my closet, didn't you?
We're the other party. We never stop digging.
Maybe I should create some skeletons.
Yeah, but too late for that.
Maybe in due course, some kind of a fair. Or I could make a lot of noise about the rotten state of politics in this country. Would that make you uncomfortable, Larson?
Me, personally? Why? People complain about politics and politicians all the time.
Name-calling, charges and counter-charges, slander, lies. People love it. And you politicians live on it.
We live on it? I don't know about that. But it's a rough game. Rough and tumble, and worse. But you get used to it. You have to.
Jim said you were smart. Not just smart, but clever and unscrupulous.
Don't flatter me.
You take it as flattery to be called unscrupulous?
Well, to be called unscrupulous by a man like Jim Stornway is a compliment. So let's face it, flattery.
Only in Washington, Where else is being called unscrupulous a compliment? Too bad you and Jim never got together.
Got together? Us? Never happened. Not these days.
How many terms have you been in the House by now, Larson?
I'm about to finish my 8th.
Well, that'll be 16 years. And you're going for it again?
Sure. What else would I do? Could I do? I'd be a fish out of water. Out of air, actually. Facts of life, Diane.
And death.
Ooh, that's a little morbid.
I feel morbid these days. I'd better get out of here, this Washington, D.C., this capital of the United States of America. I should go home. We kept a place there all these years while Jim was in the House and then the Senate.
And in the White House, one hell of a career. It'd be hard for anybody to match Jim Stornway's political resume.
You're right. Most presidents don't get assassinated written at the bottom of their resume.
No, that's not what I meant to say, Diana. You know, a lot of people think you should go into politics. No, they say you never did it because one of you in politics was enough. You could do it now. People are nuts about you. You'd be a cinch.
What would I run for?
Senate. That's a place for you. You'd be perfect. Persuade that old fossil Joe Sinclair to retire.
If I did, what names would you call me, Larson? Carpetbagger widow? Mrs. Entitlement? American sob sister?
No, I wouldn't call you anything, Diana. I'd never attack you personally. I respect you too much.
Unworthy, corrupt, a traitor? That's what you call Jim? No thanks, Larson.
Diana, I never called Jim a traitor. You know, just occurred to me you could change parties. Then I wouldn't have to attack you.
You politicians. Washington, D.C., no thanks.
You're a little rough on us poor politicians.
Am I? Oh my, you're such a sensitive bunch. You hate critical comment and you're suspicious of praise. Oh no, I'm going somewhere quiet, Larson. I've been thinking about Ireland. My grandmother came from Ireland. I think the Irish would have me, the tragic victim. The Irish like tragedy.
The Irish should be damn lucky to have you on the island.
The widow of Jim Stornway, that menace to the American way of life.
I'm not sure we ever called him a menace.
Oh, Larson, come on.
Well, if you say I did, it was
Just playing the game.
You know how it is, Diana. Everybody's telling you what to say, sticking words in your mouth. Listen, whatever I said never applied to you. You were a woman with class. You are a woman with class. Everybody says so. You're a role model.
No role models, no more of that. I just want to be left alone.
You'll never be left alone. They'll be watching you, following you wherever you go, whatever you do, like a movie star. Yeah, whether you want it or not, like it or not.
Are you still married, Larson?
Married? No, not at the moment.
You were married to that attractive young woman.
Yeah, she was attractive, all right. Maybe too attractive.
You mean she stole your show? But wasn't she already something big on TV before she ever met you?
Yeah, it ended a year ago.
She caught you in an embarrassing situation, wasn't that it? I do remember people saying it was a hell of a thing for a man who campaigned so heavily on family values.
No windows in here.
It's a safe room. The walls are about 10 feet thick. It's soundproof, blast-proof, leak-proof. What happens in this room stays in this room.
I'd almost forgotten about Shirley.
Your wife? Were you in love with her?
Well, yes, I think so, but at least in the beginning, I never had a chance to put it right, to get it right.
Then the scandal takes over. Scandals come, scandals go. Life goes on.
And we agree, Mr. and Mrs. America have a pretty short memory.
Cynical.
Yeah, well, after a couple of years here,
Maybe the Washington disease isn't hypocrisy. Maybe it's deep, dark cynicism. Which is worse, Larson?
hypocrisy or cynicism, I never weighed them up, Diana. What Jim Stornway have to say about that?
I think he hated the cynicism most. He could take corrupt politicians if they were cheerful and positive and loved the system.
Corrupt but cheerful. Great.
Well, I can see Jim's point.
You could have it carved in the wall of his presidential library. James Stornway hated political cynicism.
No, Larson, he'd say political cynicism is the death of democracy.
And political corruption will save democracy? The quality of corruption? Good line. Can I use it?
Good, Larson, very good. You do think it through. You really are cynical. We're both cynical. Me much more so these days. I've lost faith. I used to believe in the basic goodness of people, not anymore. Not after what's happened to Jim and therefore to me.
No, Diana, you shouldn't say that.
Why not? It's the truth. I don't hate people, Larson, but I don't much want anything more to do with them. That's why I'm going to leave, go somewhere where they won't stare at me and I won't have to look at them. There must be a place somewhere.
I know what you're saying. But look, you know, you've seen all the pictures, all the handkerchiefs, people bawling their heads off. They meant it too, they were sincere.
Larson, people go see Shakespeare's tragedies knowing they're going to end in blood and mayhem and death, and they love it. Maybe this country needs a good assassination every couple of generations.
Diana, you shouldn't say such things.
A cynic for all occasions, that's me. Just like you, except you've been at it a lot longer.
Oh, it's very nice. Thanks so much.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I should just stay here, buy a nice big brick house in Georgetown like this one, and become a political hostess. Entertain the rich and famous. Become a kingmaker or queenmaker.
You'd be the toast of the town.
On the other hand, maybe not.
You know, I was just thinking, Shirley and I never had any children.
So no little children to suffer when you broke up? Jim and I never did either. There never seemed to be enough time.
Do you regret it?
I do now.
I guess it would have been nice. Doesn't matter now, does it?
Not too late for you, Larson. You're still young. Speaking of which...
No, nothing going on in that department right now.
I was going to say, I'll probably never marry again.
Oh, I doubt that. I'm talking about me, Diana. Old Larcenous Davis, as Jim Stornway once called me. That was a good line, too. It stuck. I hear it over and over again. I kind of like it now. Anyway, being single allows me to take advantage of any and all opportunities. I guess I can confide in you, especially since you're not going into politics.
That's right. No political speeches for me. None of that. I'll just fade away gracefully, like Calpurnia.
Knock it off, Diana. You're a young woman. You're not going to fade away, and when you make your move, I hope you'll keep me in mind.
My, oh my, oh my. What is the man saying?
Diana, I respect you very much.
Hey, for all I know, you're one of those closet misogynists who feed on women at the same time despising them.
No, I respect women. I honor them wholeheartedly. Without qualification, I vote right on all the women's issues.
You vote right?
I vote the right way. I'm proudly pro-women, Diana. Yeah. I am. And everybody knows that women in my district love me.
Oh, I'll bet they do, and that must keep you busy. But all the same, can a woman really trust you, Larson?
Of course. Look, Diana, what's all this about? What's on your mind, this back and forth, hauling me over the coals because of something I said or might have said? Then about the women's issues, trusting me. Of course you can trust me.
Oh, come on now, Larson. Am I hauling you over the coals? I don't think so. I've been watching for you for a good time, you know, as any normal woman.
And you are a normal woman. Any normal man can see that.
Larson, just let me ask. If I were to move to the south of Ireland and buy an old house out in the country where it rains and then shines and then rains again all day long, would you put on your Wellingtons and come visit me sometimes?
Well, if you're saying what I think you're saying, are you? I mean, you mean when I could get away from the rat race?
And from your extracurricular activities.
Oh, I never deceive you. No. But Diana, if we made such an arrangement, I mean, how would it develop? I mean, eventually, what's the long term?
Long term? I wonder. I don't know if there is any long term anymore.
Well, short term then.
No leaking to the press.
Would I leak? No, never.
It'd be quite a bombshell if it became known that Larson Davis was flying off to Ireland to rendezvous with the widow Stormway.
I could handle it.
Maybe I'd leak it. Would that help your political future?
You from the other party?
No party. I'd just be the widow Stormway. I think women voters would love it. Would you risk it?
Risk it? Of course I'd risk it. Damn right. Screw them. Screw them if they don't like it. Bunch of hillbilly idiots. Screw them.
That's what Jim always said. If I can't make the goddamn fool see it my way, then fuck them.
He say that? Really? I always wondered, was he really sincerely sincere?
Most of the time.
Diana, you know, we've never seen much of each other. Sometimes boring dinners, state functions, moments at the White House. But you know, I've always secretly admired you. When did I ever have a chance to say so?
I know. Nobody ever gets to know each other, really.
I wonder, is that why you asked me to come here today?
Remember, Larson, Calpurnia didn't kill herself.
Well, that's what you said.
Too bad she didn't. Caesar's story, the tragedy, would have been so much richer. Apparently, Calpurnia lived to a delicious old age in Rome, Caesar's third wife. They say she loved him to distraction.
He was quite the old boy, wasn't he? He had a hot romance with Cleopatra. I mean, everybody's seen the movies. Was he married to Calpurnia at the time?
I think so.
And Cleopatra did kill herself. When Caesar left Egypt and her, she put the ass to her bosom. Wasn't that Elizabeth Taylor?
The other version of the story is that Caesar brought her and their kid with him back to Rome. And Calpurnia was never jealous. Beat that. She was quite the old girl, too. She never let herself be jealous.
No point, was it? You think she knew the old boy was playing around?
I know what you're asking, Larson.
No, I'm not asking about
I'm
that.
very aware of all the old rumors.
What rumors?
Oh, come on.
Diana, I'm asking you if Caesar played around and if Calpurnia knew about it and forgave him and worshipped him anyway.
Yes, and yes, and yes.
On the other hand, maybe she didn't forgive him. Maybe she was involved in the assassination conspiracy.
Oh, definitely not. Calpurnia always claimed she'd had a bad dream about the Ides of March, and that she tried to stop Caesar from going to the Senate that day. like I tried to warn Jim. I begged him to quit barging into the crowd to shake all the hands, even with the Secret Service all over the place. Yes, and I tried to persuade him not to go down there that day. I did. Nobody will believe me, but I did. I had a bad feeling.
I didn't know that.
The tightest security, there's always a hole.
Always, yeah, always a hole. It's true.
Somebody let that man in there with the gun.
Conspiracy theory again, huh?
Or somebody already had the gun inside and passed it to him. How else could it have happened?
We'll never find out. The crazy bastard's dead.
I know. Calpurnia was only 30 when her husband died.
Well, young. Her whole life's still ahead of her. It's just like you, Diana. That's what you got to concentrate on, living the rest of your life.
You just don't understand, do you?
That you got to live the rest of your life. Everybody's got to live the rest of their lives, don't they?
Do they?
Of course.
I ask myself, if this assassin, I don't even know his name, I don't want to know his name, if he came in this room and I had a gun, what kind of a gun was it?
A revolver, you know, one of those Glocks.
If I had a Glock in my hand right now, would I have the guts to shoot him, to kill him? Or would I care enough? Would I have the energy or the anger to do it? At first, I thought I'd like to execute the son of a bitch myself. Now, I don't know.
Diana, you shouldn't be talking like this.
Would I be able to pull the trigger?
I don't know, Diana. I hope not.
I hope I could. I'd like my revenge. Is that destructive thinking?
Oh, isn't it?
Why is it more destructive than all the other killing? It happens somewhere, everywhere, every day. Nobody blinks. So what would be so bad about a little personal revenge?
I can't argue about that, Diana.
Well, the myth says Calpurnia, this 30-year-old beauty, went on to live quietly till the end of their days. See, they say she never remarried. I wonder how many lovers she had in the meantime. I wonder if she ever had any private revenge on Brutus and the other assassins.
You're mighty fierce, Diana.
I won't remarry either, Larson. Better get that straight. You'd be one of my lovers.
You're going to have a string of them?
Why not?
Well, I might just be good enough you wouldn't need any more.
You think?
We are alike, aren't we? You said this is a safe room, didn't you?
No, not so fast, Larson.
Okay, Diana, I forgot you're still in mourning. Sorry. I got to get going. I got an appointment at 5. It's been a very interesting conversation.
I loved Jim Stormway, Larson. You must understand that. He had faults. I know it. Plenty of faults. He was a politician, after all. But I did love him, and I think he loved me.
You were a team. Everybody said so.
Well, what else could they know? All anybody ever knew.
Well, what else could they know? You were a solid front. Two of you like a fortress. Unapproachable, invincible, ruthless. Yes, unscrupulous.
But isn't that the way it is, Larson?
Yeah, for sure. We're trapped, aren't we?
But you enjoy being trapped.
No, I don't. I hate it. I hate it. Listen, Diana, sure I'll come to Ireland.
Oh, you're an impulsive fellow, Larson. But just remember, you won't be able to boast about being my boy toy while we're alive. But history will make you famous.
Boy toy? Like hell, none of that for Lawson Davis. I can't make head or tail you, Diana.
Just remember one thing. I'm a very civilized and pragmatic person.
I admire you, Diana. You have a temperament. I want to be your friend and more. But you keep mocking me. I don't know why or what this is all about, but I don't like it very much, and I'm just not some yahoo off the street.
Oh, I'm certainly aware of that. You're a member of the U.S. House of Representatives and chairman of several key committees. You've got seniority. But are you also a human being?
Of course I'm a human being, and I don't like to be insulted any more than any other human being. And I do have to go now. I got a meeting in a few minutes.
You're annoyed with me, aren't you?
No, I don't know. I don't know, I'm confused, bothered. I could be in love with you. You worry me.
In love? We just met an hour ago. Will you stay then? Skip your appointment?
I can't skip the appointment.
Politics first.
Government business first, Diana. The business of the country. No, I'm serious. Government business. Hey, the door is locked.
Yes, of course it's locked, Larson. This is the safe room, isn't it?
Well, could you unlock it, please?
I can't. We're sealed in here, the two of us, all alone in the safe room.
Diana, don't kid around. I gotta go.
Impossible, Larson. You might just as well sit down again.
Look, Diana, Mrs. Stornway, I said I have to leave. I have an appointment, government business. Kindly unlock the door.
Sorry.
Why are you doing this?
I think it's because I've been thinking about you so much over the past 3 months.
Look, that's nice, but you can't keep me a prisoner. We'll see each other again many times, I hope.
Will we?
Well, won't we? Isn't that what this is all about? Diana, you know, I could get to love you very much. You're a beautiful woman. What they call two strangers meeting in the night.
Romantic.
Look, let me give you a kiss goodbye for right now. Please, I like that. And I'll come back tonight if you'd like me to. But right now, I gotta go.
You better just go and sit down over there.
Let me give you a kiss.
No.
Then open the door, Diana. Open the door.
I can't open the door.
What do you mean? Why can't you open it?
We're sealed in here, Larson. Nobody can get in or out.
Sealed? Impossible. I have an appointment.
Like in an Egyptian tomb with a bunch of mummies.
That's not funny.
You'll find us in a couple thousand years.
I do not think so, Diana.
King Tut and Nefertiti.
I'm a member of Congress.
Who cares?
This could mean big trouble for you.
How? You're not going to tell anybody.
No, I wouldn't want to tell anybody. I'd let it go because it's you, Diana.
You could explain that you got overly involved and couldn't tear yourself away.
Well, that's what you got in mind.
Go sit down, will you?
Look, Diana, I don't care if you're the former First Lady. I don't care if you're the widow Stornway. I don't
And
care.
I don't care if you're chairman of 100 House committees.
Look, give me the key to the door, Diana.
There's no key. It's locked electronically.
God damn it, Diane. What is this, some kind of interrogation technique? I don't. I'm supposed to be intimidated? Well, I'm not intimidated.
Larson, I need to know how you react under pressure. What if we're alone in that house in Ireland and a gang of assassins comes after me? What would you do to save me?
Okay. Go ahead. Ask me anything, whatever you want. I suppose it's all being taped.
Only the audio.
You know, I could rush you, overpower you, force you to give me the code to that door.
I'm wondering what Calpurnia would do if she had Brutus like this, alone in a room with a dagger in her hand.
You keep going on about Calpurnia. What about Mrs. Lincoln, Mrs. Benjamin Harrison, Mrs. Kennedy? What about all the other widows who've gone through this down through the ages?
What about them, Larson. But you're right, they all went through the same thing, seeing the people kill one of their own. They all suffered. I'm thinking about Calpurnia because I want to think about Calpurnia and her warning to Caesar. Jim just laughed and said it would never happen because he was lucky and nobody hated him.
So,
As it turns out, lots of people hated him.
listen, I'm not going to sit here and listen to all this bullshit. I want out of here, Diana. And you better press some buttons and open that door. By God, I'm going to wreck this place.
Oh, no, you're not. What did you say that gun was, Larson? A Glock?
You got a gun in there?
If there were a gun in there, it'd be a Glock. And if I had a Glock in the purse, it'd be to protect myself. People would think that understandable, don't you think?
Well, I don't know. And anyway, what the hell's all this got to do with me?
Can't you figure it out?
No, I cannot figure it out.
Oh, you're giving up on me, aren't you? Ireland is out of the picture?
What's Ireland got to do? You pulling a gun on me?
Pulling a gun?
I know there's a gun in your purse. You said audio, and I bet you there's a camera in here too, taking a video of me being threatened. And you want to humiliate me, I know, yeah. But I'm not going to insult you. I'm not falling for any of this, Diana. No, Miss Stornway.
If I pulled out a Glock, if it were in my purse, I'd tell them I was merely defending myself.
Don't think this kind of shit hasn't been tried on me before, this honeypot stuff. KGB tried it a long time ago when I was with the delegation in Moscow.
Sure, and then they showed you the pictures.
That did not happen. That's what the Stornway hack spread around, but it did not, repeat, not happen that way. Look, get the door open, Diana. I demand you to open the goddamn door. I said I have an important appointment. You can't keep me prisoner in here.
Quit saying you're a prisoner. Think of yourself as subject of an investigation, an experiment. One of the last trips Jim took, we were in your state.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
In fact, we were in your district.
I know that too. In fact, I had a guy there observing when Jim opened the new courthouse. Was it a shopping center?
Well, I was in the crowd, Larson. Happened to be standing next to an old geezer, friendly enough. When I told him I was from Washington, guess what he wanted to know? He wanted to know if I knew Larson Davis.
Okay.
When I said I knew you were the local congressman, this man started cursing and swearing. He called you every name in the book.
Yeah. Not everybody back there loves me.
Love you? This old guy hated your guts.
Did you get his name? I'll send him a Christmas card.
I'll give it to you straight, Larson. He said you were an enemy of the people. He accused you of subverting the Constitution. He said you should be in jail for stealing money and that you were an adulterer.
Oh, fuck him.
Then he said you were a traitor. He said you should be put on trial for treason unless somebody killed you first.
And you said?
I was shocked, I really was. I told him to stop talking like an idiot. I tried to explain the political process, but he wouldn't listen. He turned all red in the face. I thought he'd have a heart attack. He babbled about knowing all about you. He'd read it all in his advisories, as he called them. Then he called me an awful name, Washington Horror or something like that, and stormed away. My event of the day.
And so it goes, Diana. Look, let's get this over with. I'm calling my office. I'm going to tell them to call the police and let this shit hit the fan. Dead. It's dead.
You can't get a signal in here, Larson. It's a dead zone. Dead zone, I like the term.
Diana, well, last time, what's this all about?
You don't get the point, do you? I've been thinking about that old fellow ever since it happened to Jim. I'm trying to decide. Two things, two pictures are in my mind.
Oh, God.
I'm thinking about a calming place where I won't be bothered anymore with all this nonsense. The politics, the cynicism, the gun pointed at Jim, the bullet explodes, blood, murder, and the aftermath. All of you coming in, a weepy delegation to tell me how sorry you are and how you all grieve with me and feel for me and pray for me, all crying your eyes out, your poisonous crocodile tears. All I can think of is Jim Stornway with his head blown off. Then the man at the rally who wants you dead.
Diane, for Christ's sake, stop it. I see what you're trying to say.
What's the quietest place you can think of, Larson?
I don't know anything about quiet places.
No, you wouldn't, would you? You're a creature of noise. Big voices, backroom babble. All you know about is words, words, words. Meaningless words and promises and lies, all pouring out of your big overfed mouths. All tailored for television audiences. All those morons, you said it, Larson, with their beer and potato chips, sucking in the worst of it. The worst of it, because there isn't any best of it.
Okay, got it all off your chest? I hope you'll be very happy in this quiet place of yours.
There's more, Larson. And don't think I don't remember the rest of it. I remember you. You speaking in Chicago, Dallas, Miami, doesn't matter where. The message was always the same. James Stornway is a traitor. James Stornway is a dictator. The ruination of our great American way of life.
Just talk. Political discourse doesn't mean a thing, little lady.
When they killed Caesar, one of the excuses, the rationalizations, was that he was turning into a dictator, that he was subverting the republic.
Caesar again. Give me a break.
Isn't that what you said over and over again? That Jim was subverting the republic? And then you quoted and misquoted Jefferson, that every generation or so the tree of liberty needed to be watered with the blood of patriots.
Okay, okay. All right, so that's what I said. But what I said is only a metaphor. It means nothing. It's oratorical flourish. People say it over and over again on the 4th of July.
You, as much as called for somebody to grab a gun and shoot James Stornway.
Never, not true. You're inventing a situation just because of that dumb shit at the supermarket opening.
Oh, it's good enough for me, Larson. It makes sense to me that you are responsible for the assassination of your president.
Oh, I deny that, Diana. You can't blame me for what happened. Any number of people were saying the same thing, that Jim Stornway was grabbing too much executive power, just like your Caesar.
That's what you wanted to believe. Because if you believed it, that gave you the license to say all the horrible things, to instigate the morons.
We did not tell the morons to pick up a gun.
You didn't have to tell them. The morons read their advisories, like that old man said, and took what they wanted out of your words. License to pick up the gun and kill Jim Stornway.
I suppose his point was to speak to you about the First Amendment, our right to free speech, all of us, from both parties.
The right to free speech entitles you to incite to murder.
I did not incite to murder. The man was crazy.
You're aware of what the police found in his apartment. The hate literature, quoting you verbatim. The reports of your meetings with all the super patriots, the so-called guardians of our liberties.
Look, I'm not responsible for what some crazy son of a bitch reads.
You're not responsible, period.
Diana, just tell me what you want me to do so I can get out of here. The tape is running. Just tell me what I should say.
Oh, it's too late for that, Larson. There's nothing more for you to say. But if you'd like to, you can admit for the tape that you're a merchant of hate.
I'm not going to admit anything like that. It's political discourse, like I said, not hate. Political banter, the back and forth of politics.
Oh, you're very good, Larson. That's textbook stuff. Right up there with the Declaration of Independence.
Look, anything else before you let me out of this place?
You can say you've changed your mind about coming to Ireland because you're too busy to come to Ireland. I'm otherwise occupied.
Diana, I don't know what you're trying to say. You trying to tell me something I don't get?
I'm still thinking about that very quiet and peaceful place, Larson.
I don't have any idea where that could be.
You just do not understand, do you? I'm thinking about that man with the Glock.
Diana, for Christ's sake, you can't bring back the dead. Listen, if I'm responsible for what happened, then any number of us are responsible. Why are you picking me out of the crowd?
You, so full of yourself, so cocky, the party wonder boy. I don't believe a word that pops out of your mouth.
All right, I'm a liar, a merchant of hate. Is that enough for you?
I love Jim, and I want my revenge. If I had a Glock in here...
Diana, Miss Thornway, for Christ's sake, you can't kill somebody for no good reason.
But I have a very good reason, Larson. You killed Jim Stornway. They'll say I was out of my mind with grief. I don't mind what they say. And won't it be ironic? A Glock for a Glock, an eye for an eye.
Diana, it's all on the tape. Everything, it makes no sense. You don't hate me, I know it. All this on tape, it's going to leak out bit by bit. What do you want from me, Diana?
I'd like for you to feel the red-hot bullet scorch your insides. They'll say I was paralyzed and mad with grief.
You going to kill yourself and me?
Oh, no. It doesn't go that way. If I were to do such a thing, it'd be you first, then me. That's the way it works, Larson.
You can't do this.
Oh?
No.
Why not? Very simple and basic, Larson. Revenge. A very human thing, revenge. As old as human nature. So no Ireland, no kisses, no walks in the moonlight, no more caviar and champagne and envelopes full of cash. We've heard it all now. All the phony bravado and the lies and promises. All right, Larson. Go. The door is open.